right, we're live.
Woo!
How do you like that intro?
Man, I thought that was a pretty well done intro, if I say so myself.
That's right. That's right. So if you're watching this live or watching the replay, make sure that you hit that like button, make a comment, tag an agent in this. My goal right now here with the Nick Good live show is to do lives every single day, bringing valuable information to real estate agents. And if you're watching this on YouTube Live, go ahead and subscribe to that channel, right? Subscribe to it. Go watch what we're sharing in there. I have Nick Krim with me. He's founder of Content Cards, the community champ, but with building a brand through social media and through video. So Nick, kind of share a little bit of your background and your story.
Man, a little bit about my background is I started as every realtor's favorite thing to do. I started on the phone, right? I was on the phone for 15 hours a day, 8 a.m. on the East Coast to 8 p.m. on the West Coast. You name a CRM, I was in the back end of it. You name a value proposition, I probably spit it, like going on the phone. You name a company, I called for them. So, I feel like I had a great grassroots feel for the entire industry very quickly because I was thrown right into it, right? And like from there, I started running the company, doing a lot of the retention, talking to all the clients too. So I got to pick their brains on what their value was, what their brand was. And I'll tell you what, when I saw some clients were crushing it and some weren't, what's the first place we check? The leads, right? We check the leads, we check all these places. But it wasn't that. Shocker. It wasn't the leads, right? We checked like how many hours we were dialing. What it came down to was the agents who had a personal brand where I would call and say, hey, I'm calling on behalf of Nick Good. They're like, oh, Nick Good. Yeah. How's it going? Would dominate everybody else. From there, decided to start my own company. And less than 3 years later, we've been able to get into all 50 states and now 10 countries through organic media. I wish I could say on $0 spent on ads, but we spent around like $300 on ads. So, but we've been able to do that all through our organic media strategies, which is what we teach agents what to do as well. How to grow your audience, how to do great lives just like you're doing here, Nick. And, grow your business using social media. So
let's share a little bit of some tips, right? Because that is one of the goals for this week was, and on Monday I had David Bentnick on, and David shared his strategies of using QR codes in his marketing in order to run more personalized videos, right? So it was a QR code, you scan it, he was sending like a thank you letter, but it'd be like, hey Nick, it was great talking to you, or thank you for reading this, right? It was more personalized. Then I had on Elizabeth Austin, who transformed her business from chasing business to attracting business. And so that's the concept that we're starting to move into. We've got to become, quote unquote, that the term that you use, that community champ, where everyone knows you, that digital mayor. So what are some of the best practices that agents can use to maybe, to get comfortable with gaining momentum on social media, gaining comfort level and confidence within their video marketing?
Man, so that's a great question. That's usually one of the first ones that, comes up for agents too. Like, they might not be comfortable. Where do I get started? How do I get the momentum? So you nailed it. For me, number one, the easiest form and the most highly effective, in my opinion, too, is this form right here, interview, right? Let's say for some reason, this won't ever happen because Nick Good is a freaking pro at these too. But for some reason, Nick Good just like, don't know what to say. I can hop on there and I can pick it up. Or vice versa. I hop on here, you ask a question and I'm tongue-tied. You can fill in the slack and you can pick it up. So no matter what, if you have two people on here, there's somebody there to pick it up if the other person, for some reason, can't speak. So I think that's a great one. And to get even more specific, if there are agents out there who want to start doing video, here's the first one I would recommend doing. Every 2 weeks, you do an interview with your local lender. And what you do is you just discuss the market. Here is the market for so-and-so area. So you get specific with the area too, so the people listening know where you're talking about. But all you do is give a market update for that specific area. And there's two things that you guys should be saying on these videos every single time. If you're buying right now, this is what it means for you. If you're selling right now, this is what it means for you. Why? I always like to think about it. There's just a Friends reunion that came on here, right? And during this Friends reunion, it made me think of this. There's this one show, I forget which one it was, but where the guy comes to sell Joey almanacs, right? And then the guy's like, his selling point was to Joey's like, have you ever been in a room and they're talking about something and you just have to nod and act like you know? And they do all these flashbacks of him just nodding all the time. Well, guess what? When we're sitting there, the market absorption rate, guys, is this. Most people are sitting there nodding, and they don't really know what the hell we're talking about. Don't get me wrong. Give those stats, but the most important lines during these videos is, if you're looking to buy right now, this is what it means for you. Because when you can break it down in a way that people understand, they'll want to reach out to you because you make real estate easy, right? So the interviews would be the way I would go, and I got 2 more strategies off of these interviews, all right? So the first one is a market update every 2 weeks. And what you do with that video is you email it out to past clients, current clients, leads, and nurtures. So now you take that video, and it's part of your drip campaign, and they get a market update from you. The next person I would interview, especially right now, school district reps. What keeps parents up at night? What the hell is going to happen with my kid in school, right? What's going on? What should I be prepared for? Should it be, like online, virtual? When they go back, what should we be prepared for? Interview somebody within the school district that you want to get business in. And again, take that video, email it out, past clients, current clients, leads, nurtures. Because what's the big reason people move the area? School district. So tie yourself to someone there. Another note on that one is, what I would do is, before interviewing someone, I would ask this question on social media. Parents of whatever, DFW school district, let's just say. What questions do you have for them? Man, we saw 500 comments on one of those posts. Because parents are just like, I have this. And during the live, again, for me, I don't have to come up with the content. I'm like, Nick Good has a question about this. And then you just have them answer it. But that school district one is especially big right now. And again, you want to get other people watching your video. That person in the school district has friends, guess where? Within the school district. So you get to leverage their audience. And the last one I would do is business owners. And even if you can't get an interview with them, you can do a live outside of their business. And you are just saying, how do I gain momentum? Here's the momentum gain right here. That is, man, I'll tell you what, we're people who don't have thousands of dollars to spend on marketing. Because I'll tell you what, if you're running ads, you need thousands of dollars for it to work. You cannot put $100 into an ad and expect really any good results, right? But you could put $100 into this and expect some great results. What you do is, hey guys, I'm actually at, what was it, the Entertainment, the Enterprise. I'm somewhere in Atlanta. So I'm in Atlanta right now. So I'm on sit outside Enterprise. For one lucky person who shares this video, you get a $100 gift card. Guys, I'm Nick Krem. I'm a real estate agent in this area. I love this place because of X, Y, and Z. Again, guys, one lucky person who shares this video gets a $100 gift card. Guess who shares that video? People who live within this area, and then those people's friends, and then those people's friends, because you're giving away a $100 gift card, right? So instead of waiting to spend or spending $100 in an ad that, quite frankly, you can't really get much from that, put $100 towards a giveaway to a local restaurant. Because guess what? If I live 4 hours away, I'm not going to really most likely share that video because I wouldn't go there to eat. So the only people who share that video are the people within that marketplace you're looking to get.
Dude, that's huge. So if you're watching this live, go ahead, or the replay. Make sure that you like this, share this out, tag an agent in this, because there's some gold in there. I've dropped in the comments. The interviews you talked about. The first one, market updates every 2 weeks with your loan officer. Guys, I'm going to tell you, your loan officer wants that exposure as well. Yeah. Right. As well as the second interview. And this is something, actually, you and I are on the same wavelength about interviewing someone at the school district. I have a 4-year-old who's going to be 5 this year. And my wife and I are talking about private school. Should you send your kid to private school or public school? Right? I guarantee you, new families who are struggling with do you want to put your kid in a public school right now? What's the best public school? Where's the best schools? There's a lot of opportunity in that. And that's evergreen content. I guarantee you that there is more new families that will want to watch that video and they'll earmark it, right? So Nick, let me ask you this. People who are going to reject a little bit of this live interview format. And by the way, if I can do it, you can do it. It's super, super easy, super simple. I got to give credit where credit is due. That intro, these overlays, this graphics right now are done because of Nick Krem, right? And Content Carbs and Krem Content, right? So let's talk about content cards a little bit. Right. And so I do want to share with people who are going to maybe reject the live interview or just interview in general right now. Let's say that you still want to dip your toe in video, right? I know in content cards in the back end that you've got a lot of information of how someone can set up, recording some videos and then add it to their drip campaign, because you call it you call it
residual content.
Yeah, residual content, and then name that puppy, right? It's a little bit of a different strategy of name that puppy. But so talk about the incorporating video into your drip campaigns.
Yeah, so that's a great point too. So we have a training library there on the back end of content cards too, but just in general, you know, your video drip campaigns. And again, how do I know this for a fact? Because like I said, I started off in all these CRMs in the back end, seeing what they're doing with the drip campaigns. I've seen all of them, guys. There's nothing special between these automatic drip campaigns that go out between each platform. There's not one that I say blows the other one away, right? They're all the same, because guess what? They're not you. Anything that's not you is generic, and everybody else is giving that same information. But guess what? There's this one agent who, in their drip campaigns, they send a video of them explaining the market. They send a video of them explaining the buying process. They have a video of them explaining the seller process. So who gets the authority? Who is the authority in that case? You are. So what we did is we have videos that just explain, like, here's a step in the buying process, and it walks you through it. Here's what you need to do when you're working with a loan officer. And it just has you explain in these videos, but just shows you how to insert that into the drip campaign. We have the pre-written emails too, where you just insert the video into the pre-written email so you can send it out. And again, I know this stuff works because that's what I was doing at the call center. And then we continue to turn around and utilize it within these drip campaigns. Now, the name the puppy one, this one was, so you know what, Nick, let me ask you a question. What's the one thing you don't do if you don't plan on keeping a pet?
Well, you don't name it, that's for sure.
You don't name it, right? Because when you name it, it becomes real. It becomes a part of the family. So that's how we got this the strategy from. It's called Name the Puppy. So every single time we hang up the phone, we had an agent hang up the phone, they sent them a quick video message. The video message, all they said is, hey, this is Nick Krem. If you have any questions, go ahead and reach out to me. Or if you got an appointment, hey, this is Nick Krem. I look forward to seeing you Tuesday at 5 o'clock. And you send it to them. Two things with this video message. Always say their name. Always say their name in it. And number two, never, ever, ever, ever watch the video you're about to send. Because if you watch the video, you're going to reshoot it time and time again. It should be a 10-second video that you send out. And then, you know, working at the call center, we had all these old leads. So we had to come up with a strategy, like, how do we get these old leads to reach back out to us? Tell you what, this video message worked like a charm. And really quick, back on the one before, we had about a 20% higher conversion rate when we named the puppy. And then we tried it with Say Coos Team. They had about a 20% higher conversion rate when they named the puppy. You know why? I hate to break it to people out there, but we're not the only one. We're not the only agent that's calling them setting appointments. They set up probably 5 appointments, talk to 20 realtors, right? But guess what? Nick Good is the only one that sent a video message. Nick Good is the only person that I know what he looks like. Nick Good is the only one that confirmed it. So instead of sitting there like, honey, who's coming over tomorrow? I have no clue. Nick Good's coming over tomorrow, though, because you sent a video message. They know what you look like, and they're expecting you. You differentiate yourself right off the bat. And the next one, to bring cold leads to life, this is almost evil. It's so good. All right? So it's, hey, Nick, I was just thinking about you. You know, it doesn't even matter what you say after that. You got them, right? But it's like, hey, Nick, I was just thinking about you. We drove by your neighborhood the other day. The homes look beautiful. I just want to see where you're at. Hey, Nick, I was just thinking about you. We sold a home nearby, and I just want to see where you're at. Hey, Nick, I was just thinking about you. I just want to check in and see how you and your family are doing. You know, it's the, hey, first name, I was just thinking about you. It works like a charm because people love to hear that. When someone was just thinking about them, and it's like, man, this is someone that's special, right? They're going to respond.
100%. And I will tell you right now that whether this Name the Puppy works not just for clients, but if you are a team leader who is trying to attract agents to their team, I will tell you right now that even utilizing that tool, the brokerages aren't doing that, by the way. I do that with everybody. Hey, Nick, it was great talking with you. It was great meeting with you today. I really enjoyed it. If you have any questions about what we met with or what we talked about or how our lead structure works or how our business opportunity works, just please feel free to give me a call back. Here's my number, obviously, because I'm texting you on it. And I look forward to you partnering with us here in the future. I will tell you hands down that we have people like, no, they respond back like, that was an amazing personalized video. And no one else is doing that.
And like you said, too, I'll tell you what, like, guess what? Their broker's not sending them a video. I was just thinking about you, Nick. You know, when you show people you care, because truly, when you send a message like that, you do care more. It's not just plain like you care. You have to think about a person and actually think about what I'm going to say. So you do care about them. So it's just like, hey, Nick, I was just thinking about you, man. I just want to check up on how you and your business is going. Other people aren't doing that. You differentiate yourself, and you think like, man, is my broker thinking about me as my team lead? That's a great way to just show people that you care.
So we talk about interviewing the local lender and business owners. I want to kind of wrap it up on becoming that community champ that you really built a business on that. What other strategies to become the community champ in your neighborhood, your area, your database?
Man, that is a great point. One of the things I would do is, there are some clients where you can tell like they have a bubbly personality. You can get them on video. So be getting them on camera, even if here's something that we did recently, right? Somebody that's lived in the neighborhood for 3 years, and we just reached back out to them like, hey, we just want to get an update. Like, what do you love about the neighborhood? What do you love about the people? And then that video is a great one to show, like, it's a past client, so it's like a testimonial, but it also is a testimonial for that neighborhood and the community. So anybody who's looking in that area, be like, hey, we actually have a testimonial from a couple that we had there, and they can show you what it is, right? So doing something like that for people that are out there is a great way to do it. And we actually got this strategy. We were working with the Figueroa team. And I thought this was just a beautiful strategy for the closing, right? So, like, let's say you close on a new house with a couple, right? This one has much of community champ. I just think it's a great freaking idea. But they close on a house with a couple. What you do is you have your photographer go over there and take family pictures of the family in the new house and have your branding on it small in the corner. But guess what? Those pictures go right above the fireplace on the mantle, right? So all the time in that new house, those family pictures, and there aren't anything like my family, we're always so busy. We don't have time to do family pictures. But like you guys took the time, took family pictures in their new home. And that's a great thing that goes usually right above the fireplace, right in the family room and in those places. I think that was just a genius idea.
Dude, holy shit. Like that is amazing. Here, I'll take it one step further. If you actually show up to those family photos and you do a little quick Facebook Live or you do a little live interview with those clients, that is a video testimonial while they're getting their photos done, it's a continuation of branding. And I would like to think that if you are there, the clients are wanting you in their house and they're happy, right? And so those video testimonials will add to you being that community champ. And I did have I spilled coffee on it yesterday. I had the community champ hat that I wanted to show it off today, but I spilled coffee on it yesterday. Dude, that's gold.
We'll get you a new one. Yeah.
Dude, that's freaking gold. Let's you can connect with Nick Krim at nickkrim.com, right? I'm going to tell you right now that you've got so many paths that you can help people become that community champ, that can help that organic attraction. Like this is no longer, by the way, guys, if you know me, I'm a chaser. I'm a cold caller. I call expireds. I call for sale by owners. But I will tell you that as we've evolved and as technology is really starting to come about, that business is the dinosaur. And attraction based, becoming that go-to expert level authority. So kind of share with what else you're doing with Krim content, because you're mixing in email marketing with the rest of it.
Right. Yeah. So I will say this too. Yes, that's the dinosaur version. But when you combine content and calling, then that's like a whole new ballgame. Because now it's like you're not calling people you don't know. You're calling people who see you all the time. They're calling people like, oh my gosh, it's Nick Good. I see you all the time on camera, right? So I think that's where like that makes it even 10 times better. But like for what we're doing with Krim content, it's you see it right here. We create these live shows for people. We create these live shows so you look and feel like the expert you are. I feel like that's a big reason people don't want to do video. It's because they spend so much time studying, learning, getting coached to be an expert in person. But when they get on camera, they don't feel like an expert, and they want to show people they're an expert. So with Krim content, what we did is we answered that question. We answered that I don't feel like an expert. We're going to make you look like an expert. Where you have that intro video like you just saw, like Nick Good. You see the overlays. We have all of this on here. So number one, you don't have to pay video editors to do this anymore. This is all within the platform. You do this live, and it looks like a professional setup. And on top of that, too, this gives you the confidence to say, man, I look good. Let's bring some people on my show. And now you have a live show that you can bring people on. So I think Creme content is the way to make you feel like the expert you are, give you the format for going live, and also you get a consultation call to set you up on the right path. So now you don't just get this. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten a tool and I'm like, now what? What do I do? We make sure, again, I wanted to build this company the way I would want to be treated. So you get the tool, we teach you how to use it, and make sure you get on the right path.
Dude, I'm a living testimonial of Creme content and how it's working in our business, how it's allowing us to look better doing these lives and really putting out the great, Creme content out there, right? For lack of a better term. But if you are watching this live or watching the replay and you want to connect with me and see how we're using video, how we're using with our calls, name that puppy. Maybe you're stuck a little bit in your business. Just go to nickgood.work. Go check out. By the way, that is a content card site. That's a content card site. So I'm a big believer in what Nick Creme is putting out there. It's working for us. Connect with me at nickgood.work, and then schedule a business strategy call. Pick my brain call. You can jump on my calendar there. And Nick, is there anything that you would want to leave some parting words with us before we jump off here?
Yeah, I would like to leave some parting words. And what I would say is, once you own the mind share, you own the market share. Because once people think real estate and they think man, that's what winning looks like. People spend thousands and thousands and still do some thousands of dollars on radio, TV, and billboards. And you can get the same results by owning social media. You can get the same start by the same end goal by owning social media, owning videos. Because I'll tell you what, there are so many people. I was just talking to somebody. I was just at lunch, and I actually got the mind share market share from my man, Steve Freeman. Great guy. And he was saying, he's like, man, when I was doing videos, I was getting more referrals than ever before, because those people who are past clients, his friends and everybody else, when they start real estate, it's like Steve Freeman. It was like a no-brainer because they see him all the time. Because I'll tell you what, if you tell your friends you're in real estate once and you expect them to remember that and they go with another agent, guess it's not their fault. It is your fault for not constantly reminding them through social media that you are the real estate agent to go with. So own your mind share, own that market share, crush it.
Dude, I love it. All right, guys, join me tomorrow. I'm going to be going live tomorrow as well. Tomorrow is Friday, but go ahead, hit that like button, tag an agent in it, and then connect with Nick Creme, man. I'm just going to tell you, content cards. So content cards with the Z.com or nickcreme.com. You can find him, Google him. Yeah. He's all over the place. And so, Nick, I truly appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah, appreciate you having me on, man. I look forward to seeing the next one that you do.
Yes, sir. All right, thanks, bro.